Remember last year's amazing trip? That cute first birthday party? All those photos, all those memories can be freed from your phone with a Shutterfly photo book. Rediscover and share your favorite moments with those you love. You'll be amazed how easy it is to make a photo book with Shutterfly and enjoy it for years to come. Get 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
Since you're new to H&R Block, we'll look at your returns from the last 3 years for any money your last guy might have missed for free.
I could get money back from last year?
You could. We'll find any mistakes.
Could have really used that 2 years ago when I dated that mistake for 5 months.
Don't leave money on the table. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review. Second look is included at no additional cost with the purchase of tax preparation. Results vary. All tax situations are different. Fees apply if you have us file an amended return.
Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. On this indie-focused episode, we'll be taking a look at the recent release of Tales of Iron 2, taking a look at a hilarious-looking game called Headliners, taking a tour of the Mute House, and talking about a very good-looking game called Sworn that looks like Hades with the art style of Darkest Dungeon, and it's multiplayer, plus more. But before we get into that, some introductions are in order. I am your host, Josh, and joining me, he's currently running for his life from some monstrous invader, but he's got his camera filming. Nope. He just got ripped in half. It's Ryan.
My guts. Ah!
Make sure you get that on film.
You guys got that right? You guys got it?
Okay.
All right, good.
And joining us, he's the indie dude himself, the guy that found Sworn and has me and Ryan and soon to be all of you excited for it. It's AceofShame.
Oh, dude, Sworn is a hidden treasure that I cannot wait to talk about.
I don't like you, Ace. Like, I like you, but I don't like you because, like, you know, you did your video for Dredge the other day and I showed it to my wife and she's like, well, this game looks great. So you cost me $30. Then you put Sworn in front of us, you know, and it's like, I don't know how much this game's going to be. I'm guessing $25. And then now you cost me $25, Ace. You're getting expensive, buddy.
Hey, that's the beauty of indies, though. At least you know it's not going to be $70.
This is very true.
This is true.
It's kind of nice to know, like, it's probably going to be $25, you know? And if it's more than that, that means they're confident enough in this that they're like...
Charge a little more? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. What is premium indie game price? I'm going to say $40.
I've never seen an indie go over 40. I would say 40 is the highest.
I feel like 40 is like we've got something special here. We're still an indie company, so we're going to charge the most we can charge. And I feel like $40 is that, like, high point. What do you think, Ryan?
That's an audacious number for sure. Like, that's, man, 40 for an indie.
Audacious?
40 for an indie seems a little wild, but I would say typically 25, 30. That's that high spot.
Okay, so we just also realized that Ryan's the cheap one out of the three of us.
Yeah, Ryan does not
or Ryan just doesn't.
Indie
maybe
devs.
I don't appreciate indies as much as you guys. Maybe I don't know.
Hey, we're here to change that, man.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, man, we have a lot to talk about. Ace, you being our indie wizard here, honestly, you found all of these games that we're going to talk about today, and I'm actually kind of hyped for all of these, man. So why don't we start off with the Tales of Iron 2? Now, this is a game that you were insanely hyped for. I mean, I feel like almost daily you were just posting videos for Tales of Iron 2, tagging Ryan and I and you know, a lot of people in the Discord server. And then it finally released. And I know that you have played it. Have you beaten it yet?
I have 100%ed it already, actually.
You have 100% Tales of Iron 2. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what that says, but the game did release. So let's, without spoiling your thoughts on this, Ace, because we are going to do a deep dive on this. What do you, like, you know, the game has kind of come out to, is it fair to say like mid reception?
I would say lukewarm to mid. Yeah, mid reception would be fair. A lot of people are unhappy with the length of the game. That was one thing. A lot of people said it should have been a DLC for the first game, which I won't say if I disagree or agree with that. But
yeah. Now, I saw 15 hours to beat. Does that sound about right?
15 to beat for sure, if you're not familiar with the game especially.
Okay. So maybe a little bit less for somebody that is familiar.
I beat it. I 100% it in 12.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I mean,
it's $24.99. It's like 12 hours worth of entertainment. Like, that's still like
that's
can
still
see
good value.
2 tickets.
Yeah.
2 tickets to go see a movie is going to cost you $25, if not more. I mean, and that's if you don't get any popcorn or drinks or anything. So it's like you can get 2 hours of entertainment out of a movie with somebody else, or you can get 12 hours of entertainment out of a game for $24.99. This is one of those things I don't really understand with gamers, man, is it's like, break it down to the dollar per hour, like breakdown, you know? And it's like, if you're getting 12 hours worth of entertainment for $24.99, that seems like a good deal to me.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's 12 hours of incredible backgrounds and unique art and pretty dang good music too. I mean, like you're getting a lot out of that for $24.99.
You know, it seems to me like always indie games always have the best music. Is that just me, or is it like that's an indie thing?
I feel like that's the truth, dude. Like, honestly, I don't know if it's just that they go for the artistic thing, or it's like, hey, if we have a really rockin' soundtrack, like this is really going to enhance the game kind of thing. I mean, you know, it's kind of hard when you have like Skyrim and God of War and some of the music that goes along with those types of games. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I think some of like the music in indies is like really, really well done. And I'd be very curious to kind of like hear about that. You know, it's like, is this a focus? Is this like a main thing where it's like, hey, we're indie. We really want to nail like the soundtrack for this too.
That would be, we'll get in the board meeting there and see what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, Ace, I mean, it's sitting at 80% on Steam right now. I don't want you to spoil your thoughts on this. You know, this is a game that you were very, very hyped for. We're going to do the deep dive. So it's like, I'm kind of dying to know your thoughts on this, but I don't want to spoil the deep dive either. Is there anything that you can say about this game? How about this? Are you disappointed?
No,
we'll leave it at that.
I'm not disappointed with Tales of Iron 2.
Okay, I think that's a fair thing to say. You know, to get a lay of the land on. Ryan, I mean, for you and me, like I know as much as Ace has tried to like sell us on this game, I'm not sure that I don't know that I'll ever play it. Now, I do know that John has actually been playing this, and I think he said he's about 10 hours into it at this point. And he said he's quite enjoying it.
Well, he's a world traveler. He's vacationing all over the world and leaving us here in Arizona. But I think he said he got like 6 hours worth just like on his plane flight and through his travels. So he's definitely in the mode of the game, and he's liking it so far. I think I'm with you, Josh. I probably won't get into this one. I mean, we got Kingdom Come like tomorrow. But once this is released, we've already had a few days into this game. But that's not to take away from people that are interested or want to play, but it's just one of those that we probably won't get into. But we'll dive into it for sure with Ace.
Yeah, we're gonna do a full deep dive on Tales of Iron 2. It is out. There is a lot to like about this game. I mean, if you read some of the reviews, people really do appreciate like the combat seems kind of hard. Now, Ace, is the combat harder than the first game? Because I think you did mention that.
It's harder, I think, jumping from a faster paced game like Ender Magnolia back into it. But comparing it to the first game, I felt like the combat was a lot more responsive and fluid.
Oh, okay. So they kind of improved. Over
I would say they definitely improved on the combat, easily.
Nice. All right. Well, we got to avoid spoilers.
No more Tales of Iron.
No more.
I know. Ace is like, I don't know how to do this and not give it away. All right. Ace, now this is a game that I had actually heard of, and you found this, but I hadn't actually seen any trailers or anything for it, and that's Headliners. So why don't you kind of give us the rundown on what Headliners is, like the type of game it is, and what makes this kind of on your radar, I guess?
So Headliners is a Lethal Company content warning light game where you're going to play as reporters infiltrating a city that's been locked down and has like an alien invasion currently going on. And the only way to get the news out to the public is these reporters sneaking in and snapping pics of the aliens. So you're going to go in with, a group of friends, take pics of the aliens, and hopefully all of you will evac out on a helicopter.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
The trailer for this game is pretty hilarious. And I mean, I kind of joked in the intro is you are absolutely seeing your teammates just getting ripped in half. A guy, like some tentacle shoots out of the ground and like grabs somebody and is flinging them around all over the place and slamming them up against a wall. And it's like your buddies are filming it because I guess it's like you're trying to get extra like credit or something. I don't know, man.
That was good footage of your friend getting dismembered, man. That's a bonus points.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what this game seems like it is. It's like if your friend dies gloriously and you get that footage, like that's a good thing in the game, it seems like.
Yeah, if you get close-ups of the monsters or, the gore, explosions in the background, you get extra points like for your pictures and things like that. And like I think each camera has a certain amount of film. So you only get so many pictures per person. Okay. But if someone dies, they drop their camera, so you can always reclaim it.
Okay. If you're willing to go.
If you're willing to go into the monster's nest.
Fight the aliens. That's awesome. I love these games that are like group communication games that are just chaos and craziness and people die and things are just all over the place. I always are drawn to these types.
We may wind up trying this one just because this game's cheap, man. It's $6 right now. Like it literally just released a few days ago. And so they're doing that new release 10% off deal where it's $6, man. And I mean, for $6, dude, for you and a couple buddies to jump into this and have some laughs seems like it's just a no-brainer to me.
Can't afford not to play.
I mean, it looks pretty good too.
Honestly. I'd pay $6 to have a night of just laughter and shenanigans going on.
Even
with my
literally
friends.
one night will pay for itself. Like $6. Like, that's
easily.
That's penance. That's nothing.
Oh, yeah, dude. like legitimately, I don't. This is one of those things. Like this, I'll be honest. Like I think this game looks like it's going to be a blast. I'm not sure that you're playing this game for like 2 or 3 weeks, kind of thing. Again, Lethal Company, content warning, now headliners. This very much fits in that lane of very simple game, very simple premise. But because it's open to the things that can happen to you or your party members, your buddies, I think it's absolutely that kind of game where you are going to have a good time. You are going to laugh. Like something terrible is going to happen at the worst time and people are going to wind up cracking up, and that will alone make it worth the price of admission to me.
Somebody's getting disemboweled somewhere and then it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, I tried to convince my kid to get this game because she really likes, she just played Content Warning like 2 days ago with some of her friends. And it's like, I told her about headliners and she was like, oh, I'll have to look into that. So it's like, I almost wanted her to be the guinea pig, to where it's like, hey, play this game and let me know if it's any good. But yeah, I could see picking this up on like a Friday or Saturday night and we all just hop in and give it a try and, see how good this thing really is. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see
I'll tell you
now.
what, let's take a quick break, and then we've actually got a few more games to talk about here because you've put together a pretty good list, Ace. And man, Sworn. Oh my goodness, I really want to talk about Sworn. So
wait.
All right, we'll be right back after this break. All right, well, let's talk about Sworn after we talk about this game because I'm actually pretty excited for this one too. I did not know this game existed. Ace, you found this game called The Mute House. And I'll be honest, when I started watching the trailer, it kind of caught my attention. Like this looks like a throwback to the old Resident Evil type, like the old Resident Evil games where, it was very much more of like atmosphere and like the horror than it was the action and the shooting and stuff like that. This game looked pretty creepy to me. So give us the kind of the rundown on The Mute House.
So I don't actually know any of the story for this one because all the Resident Evil kind of stories blend together. But I know this is a very much a love letter to the original Resident Evil with the tank controls and the fixed camera. I also know it is incredibly difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they bring back a lot of the mechanics from the original Resident Evil, including if you if you reload your gun before you're out of ammo, you're out that ammo just like in Helldivers.
That's the worst, dude. I am a reload addict, man.
Yep.
2 bullets and I'm reloading.
Yep.
And I would always be out of ammo at that point. And then I'm just going to be running in this house, just screaming by trying to not die.
But it brings back that like original system too of like limited ink ribbons to get your saves. So you only have so many saves as well. So you need to use those sort of, sparingly if you want to actually make it through the game.
Okay. It's definitely the camera angles and the effects and the look of it 100% Resident Evil. Like it took me back to old PlayStation 1. Running through those games, like with that eerie effect, the dark kind of gritty nature of it, and the way the angles are, like I said. So, man, that's exciting to hear that. I like the fact almost that it's like a throwback, but also it's going to still be difficult. Like they're not just going to make it easy for everybody to just kind of power through. So it is going to have some difficult nature to it. There's not going to be a ton of saves. You're not just going to be able to blast through the game. So it's going to have still some challenges, to be in front of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I saw some of the like monsters and bosses later on too, and it's going to get pretty intense.
Oh, lovely.
I love the kind of atmosphere that they build on this one because if you watch the trailer on this, the trailer is pretty creepy, man. There's like a lady, I guess she's a cop. She's standing at like the entrance to this giant house. She's talking to somebody over the radio, but then you get these really weird kind of audio things in the background that are creeping me out.
It's always a mansion. Like, why is the zombies always a mansion, dude? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question, man. Why do zombies not like small houses?
It's always a mansion. It's got like 1 million levels and 1 million rooms and basements and attics and all these things and courtyards. It's always a mansion, a big estate that you have to navigate through every time.
So this just made me realize that rich people are much more a high risk for zombie invasions than like just, the common folk. Like, zombies aren't breaking into my 2-bedroom house, man.
We're gonna start selling zombie insurance to the rich.
Oh, yeah, perfect. There you go.
Hey, you ever played a Resident Evil game? They only like mansions, man.
Look at this mansion. See what I'm talking about? And they were like, "Oh yeah, man, it's gonna sell itself."
Or hospitals, if you're talking Silent Hill,
that's another one,
right?
Yeah.
Dude. The more rooms you have, the more likely you are to get invaded by zombies. We just discovered something here.
Room to zombie ratio is just off the charts, man.
Yeah. You 4-bedroom? You're probably pretty safe,
you're
man.
Good. Yeah, oh man,
yeah, don't worry about it.
8-bedroom with a penthouse. Oh man,
no.
Gee. Oh, and a casita. Oh, dude, there's already zombies in there.
Yeah. You got a wing? Oh, you're infested, buddy.
You have your wings labeled? Like, no.
Oh my goodness. We're so stupid.
Yeah. Slightly.
So Ace, one thing that you did mention is this is a solo dev for this game. That's impressive to me, man.
That is.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do that. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't do a whole game all by myself as a love letter to the biggest franchise of horror known to man.
And I will say, as a graphics snob, this game does not look bad. Like, the graphics are very serviceable in this game. And so, like, to be able to put together a game and the graphics and the sound and the gameplay as a solo dev is absolutely something that, I think as gamers that we should check out. If nothing else, watch the trailer for this game to see if it's up your alley. What's the dev's name on this one, Ace?
The dev's name is Texa.
Texa. Okay, well, kudos, Texa, for what you've made. I hope I get a chance to actually try this one out at some point. But again, that game is called The Mute House, and it is actually out now. So you can go pick that up. $12.99 on Steam, and it's sitting currently at an 86% Steam rating.
That's good.
Which is, for an indie solo dev game that is, an homage to Resident Evil, that's pretty good, man. That says something's going on there for sure.
That speaks to the quality.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of quality,
I
found this game. I was doing some searching the other day, and I found this game, guys.
Oh, did you? You found this game. That's great. I'm so glad you found a game.
Ace is costing me money, man, because... Dude, where did you find this game, Ace?
It looks so
How
good.
did I not know this game existed?
It looks so good.
It looks so good.
It
I
looks
watched it and I'm
incredible.
like, dang it, this is gonna be another one. We got
it's
Kingdom Come
multiplayer.
Deliverance. Like, yeah, multiplayer.
We can play together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Has that ever happened before? Is that a new concept of a Hades-like
Multiplayer?
with multiplayer?
oh my goodness. I don't know, dude. So Ace, I mean, you got me and Ryan hyped. We're probably getting everybody hyped, but tell us about Sworn. Give people the rundown on this and then why they should be very excited with us.
I mean, Sworn is a incredible looking Hades-like with the graphics similar to Darkest Dungeon, 1 and 2. And it's gritty and it's gruesome and it looks fun as heck, man.
Yeah. Dude, if you like Hades, okay, which I love
I do.
Hades. Ace, I know you loved Hades. Ryan has not played Hades, but Ryan did play Endless Dungeon, which is, they are very different, but I kind of get the whole like, hey, it's the kind of isometric view. You're fighting like hordes of guys. You're kind of having to dash around and it's that kind of fast-paced gameplay. But look, this game is straight up Hades, but it legitimately does have that kind of dark, gritty, angular style that Darkest Dungeon has. And I am a big fan of Darkest Dungeon. Like, I loved the art style in that game. Not only that, but this focuses on the kind of, I don't want to say mythology, but Camelot. So this is the premise of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur's court, which I love. And so that's kind of the basis. Instead of like the Greek pantheon with Hades, you're getting like Camelot and the Knights and some of the mythology there. And it's multiplayer, dude.
Dude, that's the biggest selling point for me. 100%. That is what
Hades
matters most.
multiplayer with friends?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Bump it in my veins, please. Dude, I and like I said, I haven't played Hades, but immediately I was thinking like, because I've seen gameplay, so I'm like, yeah, Hades, Endless Dungeon, a lot of these kind of top-down isometric, like it just looked so cool in the effects and the attacks and even the art style, the way everything is drawn, it looks awesome. And I immediately like there's certain things where realistic graphics like aren't needed. This is it has that little artistic flair to where you can tell they intentionally made it look this way and for good reason. I love the look of it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. The gameplay looks awesome. And this is one that we are 100% going to play.
Oh yes, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes, dude, we're in. I am.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And this is one of those things too where, I've played a lot of, like when Hades came out, I fell in love with Hades. I played it, but then we kind of started to get some like knockoff type games where it's like, oh, let's try to capitalize on this. And it's this isometric view and it's fast paced combat. And I tried a couple of those and I'll be honest, like none of them got the pacing right. None of them got the progression right. There is something about Sworn that just clicks instantly for my brain. And I don't know if it's the pacing where it looks almost identical to Hades, where I'm like, oh, dude, like if I didn't know better, I would say this is like Hades 2 in a way, where it's it almost looks like it is made by the same people. But I mean, you get different classes, you get different skills. Like they showed the upgrade path where it's like, when you beat a room or you get the whatever the thing is in this game where it like lets you choose an upgrade to where you are getting that true roguelike nature out of it as well. The monsters look good. I mean, there's dodge rolling, there's like, ranged attacks, there's melee attacks. Like everything in this just screams, this is a top-notch game that you can actually play with your friends at that point. I am 100% in on Sworn, man. The only downside to this game is it's releasing in early access. It's not fully releasing. They claim they have a lot of content, on this one. Like I mean, if you go to their Steam page, which you absolutely should go to their Steam page and check this one out. But it does say, hey, we've been developing this game for over 2 years now. It does have a pretty good bit of content, but early access really does suit us because we want to make sure this game is as good as it can be. And I get that that's probably helpful.
Don't get me started on early access, man. I hate it so much. That's a me thing. I know it, and I understand people want to. That's why you do pay to test and you check it out. But man, I'm not a big early access guy. But having said that, this already looks pretty dang streamlined, and it looks clean. It looks good. And we're going to learn, when we hop in and play, because we are going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly how streamlined it is. So I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Man.
This game looks really good. Number one, I pick on you, Ace, but I'm super glad that you found this because I did not know this game existed. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners don't know this game exists.
That's why we do this. That's why we do this, because we told Ace, find the diamonds in the rough. Tell us games that we would not have known otherwise, and this is one of them. I would have never, ever have known this game existed and never have played it, and now I can't stop thinking about it. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So this actually releases the day after this episode. So if we have gotten you hyped, which I know we're hyped, and we want this game to be as good as it looks. I mean, again, we don't know what the early access is going to be like, but it legitimately releases tomorrow. If you're listening to this, it releases tomorrow. We don't know the price on it. It really does look good. It would not surprise me if the price comes out and it's $25, but it actually looks like it's probably worth that as well. But yeah, go check out Sworn. I think you're going to see why we're really hyped for this game. This is one of the best looking indie games I think I've seen in a while. Yeah. As far as just shooting up my hype meter, instantly. So yeah, go check that out. All right. And then Ace, man, I kind of, we were talking about this game before we started recording, and you said, did you watch this trailer? And I kind of went, no, it looked ugly to me. and I listen, I admit it. Okay. I started watching this trailer. I think I watched about 30 seconds of it, and I kind of went, yeah, no. And then we started talking about it, and you were like, dude, this game's getting some serious hype right now. And then I kind of went, well, dang it. Maybe I should take a look at this again. And so I started watching the trailer, and I watched about 30 seconds of it, and I went, yeah, no, let me skip ahead a little bit. And so I skipped ahead, and then I kind of went wait a minute now. This game actually looks like it could be pretty cool. And so this is a game called FlyKnight.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about FlyKnight, Ace. What does this game look like? It's getting a ton of hype. I mean, the Steam reviews are off the charts for this thing, but why is this kind of on your radar? And it's hard to ignore this kind of hype. When you start seeing a game that's getting insanely good reviews, even if the graphics kind of look there's probably something there.
Well, first and foremost, I did not find FlyKnight. We that was given to me by our good buddy Jigglepuff. And I'm so glad.
Kudos to Jigglepuff.
So glad he linked it to me, because that game it's incredible. It's incredible because it shouldn't work for what it is, but it does. It's a 3D Souls-like with co-op, but it's in this graphical style of RuneScape. And your bugs, your bug knights, like Hollow Knight, but real. Is what I would put it as. Live action Hollow Knight.
Well, the good thing is, just staying on the topic of graphics, you only need a GeForce 470 GTX to run it, or a Radeon 6870. So it's you're good to go with pretty much anything, including a potato. You can run.
I was going to say minimum requirements: potato.
Potato. So you're good. You're good to go. But as we've said before, Josh's graphics snob requirements aside, graphics do not make a good game. Gameplay and fun does make a good game, so this one actually looks pretty cool.
I think it looks dope. I really do.
I'm kind of reminded of Abiotic Factor in a way. And I'll say this, like the graphics in Abiotic Factor, I think are better, but it is one of those things where when you watch a trailer for Abiotic Factor, you kind of go, this doesn't look like anything special. Like, how many survival crafting games have we had? And how many games are kind of made in the art style of Half-Life? And why should I play this? But then you kind of get the whispers of like, guys, have you heard about this game?
Have you played it?
And Ace, you and I,
oh yeah,
we kind of went like, hey, Abiotic Factor is getting a ton of hype. Should we check it out? We both kind of went, yeah, let's check it out, man.
Yeah, why not?
2 weeks later, you and I have beaten all of the content in Abiotic Factor. I mean, we're hopping on, dude, we'll play. Yeah, and it is awesome.
It was great.
And like, I can't help but think like FlyKnight probably has something there.
I think it's got that magic. I think it does.
Kind of think it might, man. So, I mean, for me, this looks like it's almost like a throwback to like an old school dungeon crawler type game where it's like, you're underground, you're kind of moving slowly. You can see the enemies kind of off in the distance in front of you. They don't aggro right away. So it's kind of like, hey, let me run up to this guy and bash him over the head. One of the cool things that I didn't realize, and when you watch the trailer, I don't know if this is evident, maybe it is, and I'm just a dummy, but like this game actually has like targeted like limb damage and stuff like that. So you can attack the limbs and then that like will disarm them, like literally and figuratively, like disarm them.
Dismemberment.
Right. Yeah. And so, or you can bash him in the head and then that kind of takes their senses away. So maybe they can't see you or sense you as well or something like that, which I think is a really neat aspect. The co-op nature of this game, I think, is probably going to lend itself to a lot of fun with a buddy. I mean, they have swords, they have range. I think at one point I saw them casting a spell, if I remember right. So it looks like there's various ways that you can play like these classes or something like that. There is exploration. This is a crafted experience. So it's not like procedurally generated levels. They even say, hey, we've kind of handcrafted all of this. The more I watch of the trailer, the more this game kind of goes like, I think this might be kind of like the next Abiotic Factor, where I think it's going to gain a lot of traction that it may not be readily apparent. But I mean, so this game is fully released, by the way. It came out January 31st.
Yep.
It is currently sitting at an overwhelmingly positive score. That tells you something right there. And this is out of 1,400 reviews. So for being a game that I've never heard of before, there is obviously something there with FlyKnight. And I don't know, man. This is one that's like, you got me really curious on this one now.
I'm reading reviews here and everybody's saying they just wish it was more. Like they just want more of the game, which just is a good thing. Yeah, they said it was awesome. It was a great experience, and they just wish it was longer and they had more, to play, which is always a good thing.
That's always good.
When especially something like this, an indie game like that, and when you're left wanting more, like that's cool.
Yeah. Did we mention this game is $5 whole?
Oh,
no,
too rich for my blood.
I mean, yeah, $5, man.
Well, for that reason, I'm out.
I thought it was free.
If it was $4.99, then maybe. Oh man, yeah. So between FlyKnight, the Mute House, Sworn, the fun that headliners could be, we're gonna dive further into Tales of Iron 2 on an actual deep dive, so we can get the full story from Ace on that one. Woo! Man, this is a good looking list you have put together, Ace. And so for everybody that's listening, support your indie devs. Check these games out. If nothing else, just go watch the trailers for them. If you think it looks good, remember that wish listing on Steam is very, very helpful for indie devs as well. And yeah, I mean, dude, like these games look fun to me. And so that means these indie devs are doing exactly what they're trying to do. So yeah, make sure you support them. Make sure you check these out. That's it for this episode, fellas. Ace, thank you. My pocketbook hates you, but but when we're all playing Sworn together or FlyKnight and diving into that,
it'll be good.
I'll take it all back.
In the past.
Yeah, I'll take it all back at that point. So, but But awesome. Listen, we hope you enjoy these indie episodes. Thank you so much for joining us for this. Ace, thank you for putting all of this together. Ace is the driving factor on these, by the way. I know I'm doing a lot of talking on these, but Ace is the guy that found all these. He's the one that kind of gets us hyped for them, explains them, puts them on our radar, puts them on your radar. And so, thank you for doing that. And we're going to keep doing this, man. Well, these indie episodes are sticking around, man. Yeah, we got a huge response to the first one that we did.
We're not leaving. We're not leaving.
Yeah. It's
indie.
Locked in, baby. So listen, that'll do it for this episode. Remember to follow the show if you have not done that already. Take a second in your podcast app to hit that plus button, hit that follow button. And while you're at it, tap that 5-star button if you enjoyed this. That tells us that you want more like this. You want more indie content. Tell us what we're doing right in that regard. Tell a friend also, man. That's honestly one of the absolute best things that people can do is tell your gaming buddies, dude, if you guys ever checked out the Video Gamers podcast? And they're going to say, what? And then just tell them how awesome it is. Tell them how awesome our community is. It is really the absolute best place on the planet for gaming. This sounds kind of hokey, but I didn't know gamers could be this cool to each other, man.
Dude, it's wild.
Oh, dude.
It's the oasis, man.
Come to the oasis. All are welcome.
Yeah.
All are welcome. No toxicity. It is just an amazing place. Everybody gets along. Everybody has fun. Everybody discovers games they would have never played otherwise just through communication. So it's awesome to see every day all the people engage and interact. So it's really a cool place to be. So just come on board and hang out with us, man. We're in here every day.
Yeah. And it's one of those things like, we talk about Sworn and it being multiplayer. And I know there's somebody listening that's like, dude, that game sounds awesome. I watched the trailer, but I don't have friends to play with.
We'll play. We're your friends. Right here.
Yeah.
I
guarantee you'll find people that want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come join the community. The link is in the episode description for our Discord server there as well. That's it for this one. Thank you everybody for joining us. And until next time, happy gaming.
Peace out.
See ya.